your bullets, Daddy?
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Game 3 of the GMA Community Cup Finals. I'm Jeff, joined here by Sigtao Lord, Sigtao Eternal, and Menard's Jungle Extraordinaire from 9 Lives. We just saw a pretty crazy game from Blitzkrieg. Absolutely impressive stuff from the top seed throughout the regular season. Up 2-0 now against Option 12. Option 12, obviously, we've seen a lot of reverse sweeps, so they will be dreaming of repeating that. I'm going to pass this over to Sigtao Lord and Sigtao Eternal, our analysts extraordinaire. What do you guys think about what just went down?
I think it was a dominating match out of Blitzkrieg. I'm excited to see how Option 12 rally. I would like to take a minute to address the chat that was on my screen. I would like to remind everyone that we're all human. I'm not even talking about my mess up. I do stupid stuff at least once every stream, so my sincere apologies for anyone that saw that and is upset about it. But zero tolerance will be given towards people that harass someone over having some difficulties. Just no, there will be no tolerance for it. We're a community first, and the league is a priority because it allows us to do things together as a community, but no flame will be tolerated. Banter is something that is wanted and enhances fun. Flame does not. But if we're going to talk about the league, let's hop right back into discussion. Blitzkrieg getting a huge lead very early in that game, picking up first blood, a dominating top lane performance by Pistol Crab. I wonder if it was really pick ban that limited Option 12, even with a team that had less damage in Game 1. They stayed so close the entire time. I just wonder what will be what changes can you make in pick ban? What changes in execution can you make as this team? Let's go ahead, Eternal. As someone that played top lane 2 splits now, and we have some new faces like Godzilla, but Pistol Crab, this was the second split dominating. What do you think looking at these matchups of Pistol Crab and Godzilla? You're someone that plays a lot of Malphite. What happened that game?
I think for most of it, he did what he was supposed to do. You take out your Q as Malphite and poke the Kench, and you try to stay as far away from Kench as possible. But there were times where he stepped up to farm while maybe the Tom Kench was away, and that he didn't really have vision, so that caused the Kench and the Graves to just sneak up on him. And after that, the Kench was just so far ahead, he could pretty much dive in and do whatever he wanted to the Malphite, because Kench really excels into melee. So as Malphite, you want to just poke until you're 6 and then go help other lanes out. But just giving the Kench kills was no bueno.
It seemed like it made it an uphill fight, and they weren't able to execute their comp to the fullest of their ability. But let's talk about this Blitzkrieg team for a minute. Everybody had a fantastic game. Menards, what were your thoughts regarding Lord of Admiral's performance in the jungle, paired with the incredible roams from Goonstomp on the Lysandra? I'll get the champion right eventually.
You just keep going down the list. I like it. No, I think overall they did a really good job. They played to their strengths for sure. I don't want to limit the credit just to Admirals and Goonstomp here. I think J-Dog and Smokey in the bot lane, they recognized their early game advantage and they definitely pressed it for sure. But overall, their map awareness was there. They made some really good plays. They made their presence known for sure. And then they just continued to press that advantage until they were able to knock on the door of Option 12.
So, what do you think that the incredible performance out of J-Dog? It seems like he had a firm understanding of engage and disengage, paired very well with the scaling understanding and those incredibly well-placed bombs out of Smokey. Eternal, what do you think we can expect out of this Blitzkrieg for this potentially set-ending Game 3?
Well, as part of the Split 6 Champions Option 12, our motto was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think we can expect to see some of the same things already done tonight, because they've been executing them to a T.
Well, let's take a minute and talk about Option 12 now. So Option 12, in this matchup, I think they had tried to make some adaptations to give them a little bit more chance to follow up on damage, thinking that that might have been the issue. But I don't think that they executed it how they intended. I'm wondering what changes you make. Again, I'd like to see Godzilla on more of a carry. I understand executing with the Malphite, looking to follow up with the Yone. So I'm wanting to see more out of that, and I'd like to see some changes from Slidane. If you look at his champion card, he lists Zac, Nidalee. I think it would be interesting to see Zac executed. I think that it might not have the ability to secure objectives as much as a Nunu, but your ganks are just as strong and potentially safer because of that passive. So maybe it's time to lean into that champ pool, Sladen. We want to see that. I think that Option 12 will rally. This isn't the first time that Prowler's been behind 2 games in a matchup versus Goonstomp. Split 2, Goonstomp was thoroughly trouncing Option 12 on Northern Storm, playing into Option 12, and Option 12 rallied and were able to get the reverse sweep. So could this be the start of the reverse sweep? We're just going to have to see. We are waiting for ours.
Yeah, so again, to jump in here, we saw a reverse sweep, I believe, just 2 splits ago, where we had 9 lives who looked absolutely dominant throughout the entire regular season, went up 2-0, and ended up seeing probably the most exciting finals I personally have witnessed. So, never say never in this game, that's for sure.
So, when you're not saying never, I think the first step is smart in banning Graves. I like the Galio ban as well, coming out for Option 12, targeting Goonstomp, wanting to slow and delay. I think that's just what you're able to get done in this matchup, is slow and delay, figure out what your win con is. Blitzkrieg are up by 2 games. This is match point. Blitzkrieg looking to get the championship. Final bands come across. Mordekaiser banned from Lord of Admirals. The Shin band comes across, targeting Godzilla. And again, we see the Senna pick banned. Prowler not going to be able to pick that up. I'm wondering what the final outcomes are going to be for these teams. Now, we do see the Akali picked, a functional extra ban, and a strong pick for Pistol Crab in the top lane. We see Set picked potentially in the top lane. I love to see Set. Eternal, you're a huge Set fan, and you showed lots of success with him. What's the Set Akali matchup look like?
I mean, as long as you play back and farm, you're good, especially if you... I love doing the mathematically correct Set build. Just to W go burr. So, if you can get early damage on him with your poke Set, typically fights well pretty early. So, I think Godzilla will have the upper hand in this.
Well, let's see. Looks like jungle is locked in. It is Udyr and the Nocturne. Of course, there is the cheeky Nocturne mid. I don't know if we'll see that. Ashe is picked for J-Dog and Caitlyn for Prowler. Final bans are coming across. Morgana, a GMA staple, banned out by Option 12. No team will get the benefit of that pick. Vigar is banned against Huge. They probably wanted to look to enable the Caitlyn pick with that. I think it's a smart ban. Zillion ban comes out. Smokey showed way too much proficiency, and it just allowed J-Dog to scale so incredibly well. Let's see what the last ban will be coming out of the Seed 1 and the reigning champions, Blitzkrieg. It is the Ziggs ban. That is definitely targeted towards Greybeard Odin, one of his comfort picks and someone he showed more than enough ability to excel on.
If I may, I kind of question the Morgana ban from option 12, simply because Odin performed really well in it game 1, and Caitlyn Morgana is a very bot lane.
It is a dangerous one. So we do see the brand pick come across. We don't know if that's mid or support. We saw people like Gregosaurus Rex have some success with that in the mid lane, so who knows where it ends up. The Fizz pick being floated right now, but the Kassadin is locked in. Late game scaling is the story for mid lane again. Lane, it did work in game 1, and it could potentially work to wrap up this set.
Definitely be interesting what they picked last year. I think they could definitely use a bit more CC from their team.
And the final pick coming across is Blitzkrieg picking up Blitzcrank. These grabs are going to be a huge enabler for the bot lane for Blitzkrieg and potentially late game Smokey, just a machine with landing those in his prior game. And we do see the Aurelia pick coming across for Greybeard Odin in the mid. I want to give as much opportunity to you guys to tell me about your thoughts on these games, so please, let's start with you, Menards. Menards, what do you think is going to happen in this set? In the set-ending game potentially for Blitzkrieg, or is this the start of the reverse sweep for option 12? What's happening, Menards?
Yeah, I definitely like to see the team comp that's coming out from option 12. In regards to kind of a team fighting perspective, they have a lot of utility here. Just the Aurelia ultimates and the brand ults. You're laying down a lot of AoE damage, and you have a good amount of peel for your Caitlyn. I think Team Blitzkrieg here, on the other hand, they're looking to make some picks. I mean, you have the Blitzkrieg, or the Blitzcrank on Blitzkrieg, as well as the Ashe ultimate. And you have two very high DPS champions with Akali and Kassadin coming out late game. So I think all it takes is one misstep from option 12, and they could get wiped from the set. However, I think if they play their cards right, they're definitely setting themselves up for game 4 for sure.
Excellent analysis coming from Menards. I'm excited to see what your your predictions are going to be what come to fruition. I want to know your opinions on it, though, Eternal. Is Menards correct?
I hope Menards is correct, because I want the series to keep going. But in all seriousness, I really do enjoy the option 12 comp a lot more than their first two comps. They've got plenty more damage, they've got more sustain with the set, the Nocturne, the Aurelia. Like Renard was saying, those brand ultimates can be very dangerous. Like this is a lot more functional looking team. All they do is just keep a level head, and they've got this.
That is two huge predictions from our desk. Jeff, I'm going to handshake it over to you after I say my portion. I think looking at these squads, we can look at the champions, but I want to talk about the demeanor and the ability for these teams to show excellence. In their first split, Godzilla and Sladen have just excelled, picked this up like a fish in water. Greybeard of Odin and Prowler, continual forces on their teams, and Huge being one of the most stable and dependable supports in the game. This is their opportunity to rally, and I want to see them win. I want to hear Silver Scrapes. I want to hear that story. Let the narrative drive this team to success. Blitzkrieg, so powerful, so on point. This really is a team that is so well put together. I'm going to predict with my heart and say option 12, but I think that this is Blitzkrieg's games. Could be Blitzkrieg's game to win, but option 12, you have my energy. Finally, I want to invite all these awesome viewers in our chat. Please make sure you hit the follow button. We produce constant content for you guys. We want to see your support, and we are a community-driven, a stream driven by our community. Our players aren't just players; they're partners. We want everyone to succeed. So please give us that follow. You can also join our Discord. Hit the D down below, and our donate button is for our current charity, Feeding America. I'm going to hand it over to you, Jeff. Please enlighten us with your brilliance and share your knowledge of what you think these outcomes will be.
Well, I guess I got two quick thoughts, although we're about to get into Skin Showdown, so maybe we'll talk about that real quick first, and then I'll say my piece as we inevitably have nothing going on at level 1 because no one does those things because they don't like me to have fun. Let's start off taking a look at this Skin Showdown as soon as my loading screen goes through. Well, we have 10 skins at least, so everybody's supporting the coffers of Riot. First instinct, I kind of like Blitzkrieg's a little bit better. Menards, did you have some thoughts?
I had to chuckle to myself there because I think Sig said earlier that he didn't like Blitzkrieg's team skins because of the festival Cassidon. Overall, though, I do the Oracle Udyr is I think that skin is probably one of the best in the game.
Hidden gems,
as much as I hate the champion and the playstyle itself, the skin is fantastic.
And
it looks like they are.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a Blitzkrieg. So that's sort of signature level 1. Oh, Greatbeard of Odin could get caught out here. Might have to flash at least. Yeah, good reactive flash. So they trade. I'm sure Smokey the Bear feels just fine about having to trade that cooldown with the Aurelia. That'll be nice for Goon Stomp as well. A lot less potential kill pressure with that Aurelia early in the mid lane, which we know Greatbeard of Odin is very potent on. To get back to the actual matter at hand, though, as opposed to the Skin Showdown, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts as well here, Menards, but I feel like this is a dangerous situation for Option 12 because they've gone very, very heavily into physical damage. And you've got not only, Lord of Admirals who can become just an absolute super tank if he wants to be, but also we saw Goonstomp go with the Frozen Heart build in Game 1 on this Cassidon. Pistol Crab, we've seen him go, sort of the bruiser tanky Akali in the past. So I'm just wondering if Option 12 will just get to a point where they can't do enough damage to Blitzkrieg with this particular team composition.
I couldn't agree more with you on that. Especially, like, we saw Game 1, Cassidon building the Frozen Heart. I think this game would be optimal for him to do so. Overall, though, I think Caitlyn still dishes out a tremendous amount of damage even when the enemy is stacking armor. I mean, all it takes is a Lord Dominic's. And, I mean, late game, you're just setting up traps around objectives, and you're forcing them into a position where Cassidon either has to Rift Walk over them, or someone has to tank one of those traps and get that headshot. And late game, again, Caitlyn, 3-4 items, she is shredding you. If she headshots you, she's dealing a third to half of your health.
Expression, Smokey the Bear, he gets the knockup. Prowler's in a lot of trouble, already flash, taken really, really low. J-Dog with the Ash damage takes down the AD carry. I love the Hex Flash used from Smokey the Bear right there. Good job by Blitzkrieg to get that early level 2, knowing that they had that inherent advantage. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, though, and it actually will sound like a ridiculous point to make now after what we just saw, but Smokey the Bear, I haven't seen him on Blitzkrieg before, Blitzcrank, and I feel like Blitzcrank is sort of a champion that actually Pistol Crab getting taken kind of low here. Oh, he gets hit by the middle part of the Haymaker, but it's just fine. But I feel like Blitzcrank is the kind of champion that a lot of time people play when they're looking to flex. And I'm wondering, do you think that's a little bit of a flex by Blitzkrieg right here, knowing, okay, we're up 2-0, we can have a little fun?
I don't necessarily agree with you, actually. I think, again, they're playing for a lot of pick potential, and again, they have, I said it before, they have a lot of high DPS in the late game. Looks like Goon is picking up.
Yeah, Odin maybe just a little too aggressive there. Expecting a little too much sustain, but I'm sorry, go ahead with what you were saying.
But yeah, like I said, it just takes one tiny misstep from Option 12 here, and Blitzkrieg has shown that they're very good at capitalizing on just the smallest things that have gone wrong. Like Game 1, like it was looking kind of grim for them, and they managed to turn that game around, and again, take control and steer the game in the direction for their favor.
Yeah, it's that old expression, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That definitely seems like what they've been doing lately. Great Bear Bowden going in on Goonstomp again, but again, losing these trades. And also very low on mana. Here comes Lord of Admirals around the side. Great Bear Bowden still doesn't have that flashback. Will go down. And we've got one-way traffic again here in Game 3 as Blitzkrieg. Really, really good start. One more time. Smokey the Bear looking for a hook. Will find it. Oh, no. Good last-second flash by Huge. But still, if you're Smokey the Bear, you're feeling good about that. Prowler lands the net, but can't even turn around for the headshot because it's just too scary against this Smokey the Bear Blitzcrank right now walking at you.
Heal coming out from J-Dog. Brand was able to land 3 stacks from his passive on him and do that little mini nuke. Looks like we did also see some counter jungling coming out from Lord here, so...
Oh, another pull onto Huge. J-Dog was warding, though, so didn't quite have the follow-up available right away. And in the jungle, yeah, as you just said, Lord of Admirals is about to run into Sladen. He has a 2-level advantage right now. This is really, really scary if you're Sladen. I'm surprised. Do you think Lord of Admirals should just be turning around and fighting right now? He has lane priority in the bot lane. He's just going to walk away. Smokey the Bear may look for a pull. No, looks like the entire situation will diffuse, although here comes Goonstomp. And here comes Great Beard Bowden. They land a stun onto Goonstomp, and Great Beard Bowden has the reset with that Q. Gets in early. Might at least force the flash out of Goonstomp, but... Oh, actually, yeah. They do get the flash out, but that's level 5 Kassadin, so he's about to have a lot of free flashes any second here.
Right. To answer your question earlier, whether or not you think Lord should Admirals have turned on that fight, I don't think so. If you look at his champion, he is maxing Phoenix stance right now, so he is looking to counter jungle. Like that's typically something that you're maxing when you're looking to clear camps fast and just go around the map, take objectives.
Oh, Pistol Crab going in. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think Godzilla could be in trouble here. One more charge of the ult is available. Oh, wow, what an ult from Godzilla. Actually caught him in mid-air, dunked him down. The alley-oop was set up by Pistol Crab himself, and Godzilla gets the solo kill down with the showstopper, true to its name right there.
Yeah, I think that might be a turning point for the top lane there, because I don't believe Crab has his TP available. I could be wrong now, but I think he's going to miss quite a bit of experience here.
Although Godzilla may have stuck around a little too long here, Godzilla pulls out the Haymaker, but I just don't think he has enough to hang on against Lord of Admirals at this point. No, does go down. So Lord of Admirals, nice job showing up there. Unfortunate for Godzilla, because I know what he was trying to do. You got to push that lane out. You don't want to just let it sit where it was.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a very close fight. I think the set could have definitely turned that around if he had landed the Haymaker. Unfortunately, Udyr is just upwardly mobile with his passive monkey stance. Just the more you face roll the keyboard, the faster you get. So
saw the bot lane of option 12 roam up there. That's something that they've been very, very adept at throughout this entire Community Cup. They've been very, very quick to come help out the mid lane. Haven't seen a lot of it this series, so maybe that's something that they're hoping to re-implement into their playbook here. Great Beard Bowden going to be able to farm up under the turret. Aurelia, one of the best champions in the game, of course, at cleaning up CS in that situation. Pistol Crab spinning around that passive, won't quite land the passive, but still in an advantageous situation in the top lane right now with a slight CS lead that probably makes up for the kill.
yeah, you definitely see Lord here taking full advantage of them taking that dragon. He was able to clear the entire side of Sladen's topside jungle. So that's one of the things that Lord is very good at. No matter what the scenario is, he will capitalize on it. He's done a very good job of that this set.
Yeah, just taking whatever he can get, regardless
for sure.
of the situation. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, he has a 34 farm lead on Sladen, and he still has his entire bot side to clear. So if you just tack on another 12 farm, so he'll be sitting at about 83 farm by the time he's done.
Yeah, not just a sizable CS lead on his jungle counterpart, but also the highest CS in the game, period, which he also, I believe, had in Game 1 on this Udyr. at least throughout a lot of the game he did. So absolutely farming up a storm on this Udyr in games 1 and 3 at this point. Sladen trying to get a little bit something done, but might run into Pistol Crab. Could be in trouble here. Sladen is not level 6 yet. Does get the fear down, and Pistol Crab is taken pretty low. Has to use the second charge of the ultimate to just get away. Sladen does. Actually, he flashes the Shuriken and the flash. Keep Pistol Crab just barely safe. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Great Beard of Odin and Goonstomp were brawling a little bit. I think both looking to aid in that fight. Goonstomp could be in trouble here, actually, but Sladen also could be in trouble. Spell Shield is not enough, and Goonstomp just hops over and gets a kill for himself while also escaping the 3-on-1 situation.
Yeah, I think option 12 does have to be a little wary. I mean, they're putting a lot of early gold on this Cassinan, which just means he becomes a lot superior earlier.
Stun does land from Great Beard of Odin. He does have help from Godzilla, actually, but walks away from the situation. Doesn't have ult available. Smoky the Bear blocks the ace in the hole. Good guy support. And yeah, I think that's absolutely a good point. 3 kills onto this Cassinan already, and we saw how potent Goonstomp was on it, in game 1. This is the cannon. That's okay. No one saw it.
It does look like Huge is applying a good amount of pressure, so that Prowler is able to farm a little more freely against J-Dog here. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't hard shoving this out a little more, just so that Prowler is able to spend his gold. And
Gank in the top lane. Godzilla does have the Haymaker available, so he can stay alive for a moment against Pistol Crab, who just will waltz out of the Shroud in the opposite direction. Meanwhile, we have a TP gang coming in the bot lane, so action all over the map. Prowler in a lot of trouble, does have flash available, but I think he's wise to not even try to use it right now. Meanwhile, Sladen will get taken down as assistance arrived, and they will also get Godzilla. Once again, it's Blitzkrieg running rampant across the map, cross-map plays, and that's so tough when you lose plays on both sides of the map. That's gotta feel great for Blitzkrieg, though.
What are your thoughts here? What do you think option 12 has to change up to get back in the game and have a chance of winning the set?
Well, Great Beard of Odin winning this 1v1 would be really nice. He does have a ranged minion who could dash you, and oh, no, he actually decides not to go in for it, and Lord of Admirals is on the backside, so unfortunately just teleport coming in from Godzilla. I don't think he'll make it on time, though, and Goonstomp will be able to just waltz away. Yeah, the Rift Walk will get him away just in time. Lord of Admirals now 1v1 in Godzilla. Sladen is around, but at a 4-level disadvantage to Lord of Admirals, so just so difficult to take those kinds of fights. I mean, if you're... Oh, nice hook from Smoky the Bear on the Prowler. J-Dog taking really low on mana, so I don't think it'll help on this. Actually, Smoky the Bear goes down, so maybe a hooky you didn't really want. J-Dog flashes in. I'm not sure about that choice. Maybe getting a little bit too hypey. And to go back to the question you asked about 2 minutes ago, because people won't stop doing stuff, I think that's what you look for if you're option 12. Actually, here comes Pistol Crab. Actually, never mind. So maybe that's not what you look for. It started good. Lord of Admirals. Oh, Prowler walked into turret range. That's so unfortunate. Great Beard of Odin now could get run down by Pistol Crab. Everybody relax so I can finish what I was going to say. Okay, thank you. But yeah, at this point, if you're option 12, you... I think you just kind of hope that you can survive this early burst. Just don't let it snowball as much as it did in Game 2. Because, you know, we all know that League of Legends is a game that can swing on a dime, you know? But it's only once you really lose your... Once you lose belief, once you really feel like, you know, you start making ridiculous plays, making tilty plays, that the game is really over. So if you're option 12, you just got to not let it get to that point again. Meanwhile, Lord of Admirals does secure the second Drake, though, and we might see it get to that point right here. Unfortunately, the Great Beard of Odin is arrowed up by Ashe. Prowler will drop as well, 4-0, and the Drake going over to Blitzkrieg. So just as I said, that might be their chance. I'm not sure. We are at a 6k gold lead again right now for Team Blitzkrieg. Really, really impressive stuff from the top seed throughout the regular season. Now, Menards, you and 9 Lives last week, you guys played this Blitzkrieg team to as close of a stalemate as you can really get in this game. As Godzilla gets a nice kill actually on Smokey the Bear, but could be in trouble here against Goonstomp. Yeah, no Haymaker left available, so I think Goonstomp, one more Rift Walk should take him down. Actually, oh no, he missed the Rift Walk actually, so Godzilla will be able to walk away. But Menards, yeah, you played against these guys last week. Played them really tough. Drew 5 jungle bans in game 3. For you, what is, we've seen Blitzkrieg being so good throughout this split. What is, maybe if there is weakness in the armor, what is it?
They like to play upwardly mobile champions, I guess. I think I would have liked to see a lot more AoE knockdown, or like CC coming from option 12. I think like maybe Ornn picks or I know Galio has been banned a few of these. Amumu recently just got reworked. He's actually a whole heck of a lot stronger in the early game. Definitely in a pro's hands, he can make things happen around the map with his Q now having 2 charges. I think that kind of seems to be what they've lacked in all 3 of these games, is just a way of truly stopping Blitzkrieg in their tracks. Like, we saw game 1 with the Morgana pick. I think, you had some great snares and stuff coming out from Odin.
Flower gets caught by another Blitzkrieg. They do trade one back. Smokey the Bear goes down in response. Huge picks up that kill. So the brand getting some gold, and a nice job by Great Beard of Odin getting it onto J-Dog. They will take down the Ash, so 2 for 1 in the bot side. But that means Goonstomp and Word of Admirals will have free reign in this mid lane to take down this turret, potentially. Great Beard of Odin sticking around in this bot lane. To get back to what you were saying, though, yeah, I think that's a very astute point. I actually, personally, I have not seen the new Amumu yet, but it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it truly is. Like, they kind of gave him the whole Spider-Man rework. Too much stuff is happening around the map. It's hard for me to finish my thought.
Yeah, Pistol could have a very solid solo kill up in the top lane. Godzilla, I don't know if he did anything wrong, but just, that Akali was 5-1 at that point before that fight even started, so tough to brawl against that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now, just trying to pick up some gold around the map would be definitely favorable for option 12. I know it's been I feel so bad for Slade in this game. Admirals has basically had control of the entire jungle across both red and blue sides. So it's nice to see him being able to farm up a little bit. But yeah, just getting some more gold in their pockets, getting it spent, and getting them that advantage, and maybe making some fights of their own happen, kind of start to take control of what's going on, and then play by their own terms rather than that of Blitzkrieg's.
And Lord of Admirals just waltzed into the mid lane and just smacked Prowler a couple times, took down the 80 carry. It's a 5-level advantage, I believe, between the Udyr and the Caitlyn, so really, really unfortunate situation for the 80 carry of option 12 to be put in right there. And, so he tried a blind hook, almost caught somebody for it. So we're looking at, right now, 7.7k gold lead for Blitzkrieg. It's not quite as large of a lead as we saw in game 2, but still obviously a really, really strong advantage for the #1 seed throughout the regular season. Word of Admirals is going to summon up this Rift Herald in the top side, and not only is he by far the highest CS in the game, but he also is by far the highest level in the game. So this Udyr is just an absolute menace to anyone he might run into. Prowler could be in trouble here, rocking right into Pistol Crab, taken so low. Oh, Pistol Crab is going to flash for it. I don't even know if that was worth it, but at this point in the game, I'm not surprised. We'll hop back over the wall. Could be... Well, he's pinched between 2 players right now, but I'm not even sure if Sladen and Huge can kill him. They will jump in, but oh, look at Smokey the Bear with the hook over the wall, keeping his top laner safe. The Nocturne will not be able to continue. Godzilla misses the Haymaker. Nice flash from Smokey the Bear, and 4 members of Option 12 chasing won't be able to catch Pistol Crab on this Akali. So they will go right for this Drake. see what goes down at this point. Smite fight could come out. Oh, it was down to 3 health. Huge was able to get it, but the fight is probably going to be one-way traffic after this. Unfortunately, Godzilla will also go down. Lord of Admirals is just absolutely dominating this game right now. 4-0 across the way. They did get the Drake, but unfortunately the gold lead is just enormous at this point. Baron comes up in a minute. Otherwise, I would imagine Blitzkrieg would be heading right there already. And this should be mid lane inner. Goonstomp going to go forward onto Prowler, chunk out about 70% of his health. Is taking the turret, but they will kill the turret on time. And Rift walks away from the ace in the hole. Not sure if it would have killed him anyways, but good guy teammates blocking that for him. So once again, at this to retake stock, we've seen this lead balloon again up to over 11,000 now. If you are in favor of Blitzkrieg, you're loving what you've seen, and you might start to love it a little bit more here as Pistol Crab is hunting down Sladen. One more time, Spellfield comes out, Pistol Crab is just going to wait that out, lands the Shuriken, the Nocturne is in so much trouble and goes down. The ultimate wasn't even needed. Now Great Beard of Odin comes up, looking for the resets. He knows his champion well, but he is at a 2-level disadvantage. I just don't know if he has enough. Pistol Crab will just walk away, actually. And I mean, if you're Blitzkrieg, you almost wish that Baron, you kind of wish that the game had progressed a little bit more, I think, because you could have had Baron buff right now. Lord of Admirals will catch Great Beard of Odin, though, and this is just so much damage. Great Beard of Odin with the little standstill juke, but Smokey the Bear will still be able to silence him up, and Lord of Admirals is strong enough to take him down. Blitzkrieg continues to be a well-oiled machine.
Looks like
Godzilla and Goonstomp brawling.
Lord of Admirals really felt that he needed that Gromp from J-Dog. And as a jungler, I can sympathize. But
when you've been doing as much work as Lord of Admirals has, he can have whatever he wants. There's the ghost right on you. Oh my god, the damage from that first slap was just outrageous. About 40% of Yuji's health bar was gone just from one auto attack from this Udyr. Inhibitor's gonna drop. Great Beard of Odin is around just trying to deter a further push. As Goonstomp and Godzilla continue to hang out up in the top side. Facebreaker did miss, so if you're Goonstomp, you're feeling very safe in this situation right now. It's like Blitzkrieg having a little fun fighting over a blue buff again. And Goonstomp again just gets away from the Facebreaker of Godzilla.
Now, do you think that he can force something here? Because I believe both of them have Conqueror stacks.
Oh. Well, Godzilla is going in, as meanwhile they're looking for Pistol Crab in the mid lane. Uses the first part of the ult to get away, and then the second part to escape completely. Yeah, I do wonder if Godzilla might try to look for something here, but it looks like he's going to recall, so I was clearly wrong in my assessment.
I think at this point Blitzkrieg should really be looking to set up for Baron, because they do have that bot lane cracked open. They do have super minions pushing, so that's something that Odin is dealing with currently. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and both of their solo laners have their teleports available, whereas Option 12's teleports are going to be available in, what, looks like about 20 seconds. So, yeah, there's no way for Odin to join this fight quickly. I do think, and this might go back to what I was saying in Game 1, I'd be surprised if they actually try to coin flip this. I think you just, if Option 12 approaches, you just go for a full fight. Because you will win it, and it looks like that is what they're doing. They go right back in. Goonstomp over the wall. Really, really good flank position. Over the wall. Godzilla, nice haymaker, trying to keep everybody alive, but not able to do enough damage. The gold deed is just too much. There's the almost clean ace. Great Beard of Odin is still in the bot side, but they've got a big minion wave. They won't have to finish this Baron. Thank you, guys. You made my analysis look correct. I don't know if I deserved it, but it will be a clean push now down this bot side. They have a super minion there. This should be a title-winning push for Blitzkrieg. From start to finish, an immaculate performance in the GMA Community Cup by this squad. Really, really impressive stuff. They close it out with a flawless finals, and they are the champions of the Community Cup.
Holy cow. What games have we watched tonight? These are a lot of good games, I'll admit. I mean, no matter what, I think the efforts of both teams are definitely greatly appreciated. I mean, they're both here in finals for a reason. You have the two best teams, or presumably the best teams in the league face to face. So,
yeah. I mean, you obviously those last two games didn't go the way that Option 12 would have liked, but you cannot discount them for getting here, because we had a lot of good teams this Community Cup. I think that, got to give a shout out to like White Wolf Gaming, who didn't even make the playoffs, but I think we're a really good team. And you saw Option 12, they were really impressive last week in taking out Phoenix, who I thought were a really good team. So yeah, really, really good players. Definitely appreciate the efforts. But at the end of the day, it's Blitzkrieg standing at the top of the mountain, and you got to give them their props because they looked good from day one.
Well, it has been one heck of a cup, and an incredibly well-casted one at that. Before we head over to the players, I just want to take a minute and thank Jeff for always being such a strong, vocal, in-game knowledge provider for all of our viewers out there. And I want to thank our analysts, Desk Menards and Sigtal Eternal, for joining us. You guys really provided some good insight, and this was your guys' first sight on this side of the table. So thank you guys. We are going to hop into a interview with our champions. So just 1 second, we're going to pull them over. Just everybody stay with us. Takes a few seconds. Sorry, folks. Anybody interested in our current chat? Let's go ahead and move over to the interview room. Blitzkrieg, congratulations on your championship. I want to say, as the commissioner, that it has been a pleasure to watch you guys execute well as a team, both in terms of your micro on the screen, your macro at objectives, and just altogether your actions together. You guys seem like you were on the same page a lot. It has been a pleasure to see that. People that are watching our stream right now can see as we transition these players being celebrated, and they are your Community Cup champions. I would like to ask some individual questions and give our incredible analysts and casters the opportunity to ask their own. But I want to get your initial emotions right off the bat, and let's start in the top lane. Pistol Crab, what an incredible performance tonight and the entirety of the split. Congratulations on your championship. How are you feeling?
I mean, it feels amazing, if not better than last season. Different faces, same result. Love this team, love all the support. It just feels really good to be on top again this year.
And you have just cemented yourself as a legendary player in this community. Thank you. And for our first-time player, we have Lord of Admirals. Admirals, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think it was a really good series. I'm hoping if I return next split to see Jester back into the jungle so I can play against him, because I think that would be fun.
You guys had some intense fights when he was subbed in, so I think everyone would be pretty hype for that. In the mid lane, Goon Stomp. Goon, how you doing? What are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. It was a great series. All split. I was playing Galio and TK and stuff like that, Stunbot TF, so it felt good to get on something that wasn't, Galio.
I can imagine, my dude. I can imagine. So, what? Finally, we'll move to the bot lane. Smokey, 2 times you've been here now. How's it feel?
It's awesome. Words can't describe the feeling. I'm happy to be on a team that we were all communicating very well, and we all kind of complemented our play styles, and we just kept talking and complimenting each other, and just not tilting each other and getting tilted. So it was a great experience. I mean, both last split and this split, I'm on cloud 9. So.
Well, I love to hear it, man. Congratulations on a very well played set and an incredible split. J-Dog, you are again a champion in this community. How does it feel?
Winning always feels good. I'm a competitive guy, so the win feels great. But I mean, I'm not the one who got myself here. So I just want to thank my team for dealing with me, dealing with the tilt, the long nights, trying to figure out how to play with me. I know I'm a difficult teammate. Just really happy that they were here. Carried me through the entire split and finals. Felt really nice.
Oh well, very, very, very well thought, and it's always good to hype up your team. That's really the whole point of this Community Cup, and all the events that we have with GMA is really to celebrate community and kinship between us. So that's great, and I'm glad that you're feeling well. I want to now give my co-casters and my analysts the opportunity to ask some hard-hitting questions about this set. Jeff, go ahead. What questions do you have for this championship Blitzkrieg squad? Or Menards. Menards, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'd have to say game 1. I'm just kind of asking the team as a whole here. So it was definitely looking favorable for option 12 there. Just kind of the intimidation that they had a very... I'd say they had very good peel for their team with both just the spell shields overall that were available and the amount of CC that was available to stop you in your tracks. What were your thoughts on going into that game? And how did you kind of overcome the mental obstacles?
So I'm just going to take the lead here. I answered for the team because we talked about it pretty extensively, like kind of in the midway point of that game. We realized that when we ran into them, they had a Morgana and a Shen and a Veigar, and it's not something we could really get into. Like post game, we're like, our engage was basically just hoping Admiral can run up to them and slap them with Udyr, which isn't strong, reliable engage. So get it halfway through the game, making the adjustment to get to objectives a little earlier, so we don't necessarily have to do all the work chasing into them, because they were clapping us the first half of that game, no question. Like they're a really strong team and they executed really well until we made that adjustment, and then it was a little more even throughout.
Awesome. That was the primary question I had, because I know from my perspective that would be absolutely terrifying to play into.
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't move for like most of that game 1. Every single time, like Odin was hitting me with a Q and then an R, and then I was in a baby cage and I was crying, and yeah, it felt bad. But their comp was nuts, honestly. Shout out to them for that.
Sig, did you have anything to add?
Very good questions, Menards. We like to hear everybody being appreciated. It sounds like you guys had a pretty firm understanding of your matchup tonight, and most of the games this split. Tell me, what if you had to break down the the main principle for pick ban for Blitzkrieg. Now that the secret is safe to get out, what did pick ban meetings look like for this squad?
Okay, I guess I'll start again here. You know, we do a lot of work in our pick ban phase. Throughout the whole week, we'll put it all on a spreadsheet and be like, these are priority bans. How do you guys feel about them? What do we want to comp around this? I think a big part of our strategy all year was Goon Stomp on Galio, like he was saying earlier. Like, he didn't really get to play anything else, but that's because our global attention or, like, map awareness is such a big deal for our team, I feel. Like Menards was saying in the podcast last week, like, you know, you think you're in a 1v1, and then all of a sudden you're in a 3v1 because there's Galio double teleport, and it's that was kind of our MO all year. You know, it's no secret Godzilla is a Wukong beast. We took away the Akali from Odin because he's a legend on that champion, and the Senna has caused problems in the previous week, so our bans were pretty well targeted towards this O12 team and what they've done all year to get here. But, you know, I feel like our pick bans have been pretty thought out all year, especially banning Menards Olaf last week, Game 3. Like, 5 jungle bans was necessary for us to get through that.
A huge respect for you guys letting that out and sharing those strategies with us. So, you guys talked about a global presence. What would you say is the... So your team fights were where you guys really excelled. You had an understanding across the map of when to engage and pressure to apply. I have a feeling that comes a lot off of jungle synergy, potentially with you, Goon Stomp. Can you tell me about how conversations with your solo laners went? Lord of Admirals, Pistol Crab. What kind of synergy did you guys have in the solo lanes?
Really, we had great synergy. You know, all throughout the split, anytime, you know, Crab or Admirals had, you know, trouble or made a call, and as long as we had priority, we could rotate quickly. You know, if I was sure I could have a play mid, Admirals was right there for it. So really, it was more so we rotated with almost without question. Not so much as like, we didn't debate it. Most times more than not, it was if somebody called for a rotation, we just did it.
Okay. I mean, sounds like that's some lucky inherent levels of synergy. You couldn't ask for that in a good relationship. Well, fantastic. Go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. I think me and Admiral are both in agreement. Like, Goon's saying it was all 3 of us, but Goon was really, like, kind of the glue that held the top side together. Me and Admiral, like, we play our game, and that's just kind of as, but Goon has such, like, map awareness. And if you've never played with this guy, like, just having the peace of mind being like, hey, you do your thing, Goon's always going to be there. Admiral, am I far off from that, or would you say that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I would just, all of a sudden, I would just start screaming, I'm in trouble, and then Goon is just right by my side. So he's an extremely good teammate, and even when I called to go in, there was no question, there was no hesitation from Goon. As soon as I say go in, he just went in, and he's just a really quality teammate.
Well, I love to hear those accolades, and I want to ask now the bot lane. Speaking of synergy, Smokey J-Dog, it's a pretty iconic duo. If you talk about matchups this split, you guys really understood where the strength of the team really lied, and that's in scaling. J-Dog, you were a constant icon in late games. Late game, your team really excelled, playing off the back of your ability to end team fights, such as in Game 2 with that Tristana. Tell me, Smokey, J-Dog, what was it like playing with each other? What kind of synergy do you think you guys have? What is the best part of the Smokey J-Dog bot lane?
I'll start this one off. The best part of the Smokey J-Dog bot lane is just Smokey's the boy. He's a homie. I love playing with the guy. Even when we're losing, we're having fun. You know, he's a great measure for me not tilting. You know, he's great for keeping my head in the game and not focusing on previous plays and misplays. Excuse me. But yeah, we realized, you know, we die a lot. We like to fight in solo queue, you know, where I'm stuck silver 3, even do it with Smokey because I like to fight, I die, I get caught. And Smokey's been pretty great, especially during playoffs, just keeping me where I need to be, helping me with my positioning, because that's something I've always struggled with, especially at the AD carry role now.
I mean, that's very strong wording, putting all the success on him. Smokey, anything you'd like to say?
I'll counter to that and say, it was all J-Dog being there when, like you said, we love to fight. Like I have to do something. So I just like to get in, mix it up a little bit, and try and keep the enemy on their toes and the opponents on their toes and stuff. And he's always good about getting there, being there when he needs to be. And sometimes I'll make a mistake and we'll kind of reflect back on each other, like, hey, yo, I'm going over here, or this, that, or I'll be over here, and don't look for anything now. We try to be a little more proactive in our. Not like, hey, I'm going in. It's like, hey, I'm looking for a pick right here, or, don't pick anything right now. I'm going to ward, or I'm going to check on some vision or something like that. But, no, just overall a great teammate. And, like I said, he's just not been as tilty as in the past, and it's been a blessing.
My favorite part of that was the compliment. He's not as tilty as the past. Quite a compliment. We know what you meant by it, and I'm thankful for those feedbacks. Now, I do want to transition for a moment. Does anyone have any questions, casters, analysts, about that final set of games? Anything you want to say to Blitzkrieg before we move on?
I guess I do have one question for the bot lane real quick, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so game 2, I know there was a little... J-Dog was getting a little bit of grief in the chat about... not so much an underwhelming performance, but an average performance. I think there were definitely some high expectations for him. I think later on, if you go watch the VOD, we chatted a little bit about after Champ Select in set 2, when you had the Tristana Zillion bot lane, just the sheer amount of slows that you two had going into that Kaisa and Maokai matchup. Did you guys recognize that right away? And then did you have the clear intentions of fighting all that out, or was that more just... You discovered that after an easy first kill and just kind of rolled with it?
Yeah, that was definitely a discovery. So I got completely picked and banned out game 2. I play Kaisa, Jinx, Ashe. They picked Kaisa, banned Jinx and Ashe. We were thinking pick 3 game 2. Should we just grab the Jinx? Like, what are the odds they actually ban Ashe Jinx? And then it happened. I haven't been allowed to play anything that has the ability to go in on its own in weeks, because they know if I have the ability, I'm going to do it. And the odds of me running it down are pretty high. So we went into game 2 thinking, okay, if J-Dog just doesn't press W, there's a chance we make it out of this lane even. So that was our mentality going into game 2. I personally was terrified. I thought I was going to W at the wrong time and just, throw the entire game away. But it ended up going in our favor. So, nothing, not mad at how it went. Just, it was pretty scary not having Jinx, Ashe, or Kaisa.
Yeah, literally, we had just started the game. He's like, all right, Smokey, we do not fight. Like, we just need to chill out, sit on the tower. But I just kept, like, throwing bombs, like, as Zillion, just, like, poking Kaisa. I'm like, what if I land 2 of them? Are we going to go in then? Like, and then it just kind of snowballed after that. And it's like, I just kept throwing bombs, and my mana consumption was getting quite a bit high. And he's like, dude, check your mana. I'm like, dude, I just want to, chunk her out. And it just snowballed after that. But it was something that we kind of adapted to on the fly. But at the first, it was kind of just like, don't die.
Well, excellent question from Menards, and always fun to hear that from the players. I would like to take this opportunity now to go ahead and highlight with our community. Thank you, players. This Community Cup isn't just about the raw performance of any one player or any team. It's about all of us playing together, and I'm glad I'm seeing in chat a whole bunch of people saying they're going to sign up. We're really glad to hear that. Now, during the course of this tournament, we have partnered with Feeding America to take care of people in our local communities. Feeding America estimates that 42 million people across the United States are going without food right now. We have purchased, as a community, over 6,000 meals over the course of these past few weeks, and it takes my breath away every time that I say that number. Thank you. Tonight was the last night of our tournament, but we will continue to raise money for the next few weeks, trying to hit our final goal. We'll end it in when we about halfway through September. We are $150 off. But because we did hit $600, we were able to hit a milestone of MVP. And I would like now to announce each lane's MVP for the GMA Gaming Community Cup. Thank you to everyone that voted, and thank you to everyone that watched our games. Thank you to the players. Each and every person that played in this split is valuable. You're important to all of us. But these players showed exemplary skill in execution across the game of League of Legends, and now we will celebrate those skills. In the top lane, Pistol Crab. In the jungle, Lord of Admirals. In mid lane, a two-way tie between Goonstomp and Chaosix. In support, Peach. And in the bot lane, Alpha. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Your exemplary play in the game, as well as your ability to execute in team fighting situations where you have to understand and capitalize on the skills of your allies, is to be celebrated. Thank you to everyone that played, and thank you to these MVPs. To the MVPs I have in this chat, everyone recognizes your skill, and we want to thank you for sharing that with us week in and week out. Lastly, there was one more MVP category that I would like to share with you, and that is MVP for the entirety of the Community Cup. This player has shown exemplary ability across multiple types of champs, multiple play styles, and on a team that has demonstrated success week in and week out. I would like to congratulate your GMA Gaming MVP of the Community Cup, Lord of Admirals. Lord of Admirals, this is your first split with us, but we want to thank you and congratulate you on this accolade, and hope that you'll join us next split to continue to show your skill and to make our community all around better. Admirals, is there anything you'd like to say to the community that puts you in this position?
I want to say PogChamp, and thank you for voting for me.
I don't think I could have put it better myself. Folks, as we wrap out this Community Cup, thank you to each and every person that is watching. We hope that you will join us in future events. This upcoming Tuesday, you will see the return of Gym Class Feeders. During the month of September, we will be having a Gym Class Feeders monthly tournament. You can sign up. In order to play in the championship for Gym Class Feeders, you have to have participated at least 1 week during the month of September. The last week of September will be the championship. Our July championship is still up in the Discord. You can go check out some of those champions and potentially join their ranks. I would also like to invite you, please join our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. Game of the month, lots of organized league play. And if we can hit that $750 goal, we will announce early our next event, which is slated to begin in the month of October. And folks, you're not going to want to miss this fun event. On behalf of everyone in the production crew for GMA Gaming and our players, thank you for watching. Join us next time. Have a great day.